Welcome to my tiny house. So this entire build process cost about $23,000. It took me 6 months, which I worked on and off. I did a month here, and then I would go work a different job site for a month, and then work here for a month, back and forth. So really, I worked from fall of 2017 to the spring of 2019. I wanted to get as much local and reclaimed material as I possibly could, also to learn how to do this whole process myself more thoroughly. So to start off the tiny house tour, I'm going to show you Entryway, which is tiled in. That way, if you have wet shoes or coat or anything like that, you can not worry about the moisture getting into the wood and the rest of the tiny house. That's also dresser, work clothes, random cords and chargers, and then closet. I've got my folding table and handmade chair, freezer, refrigerator. Up here is my mini split air conditioner and heater. So next I'll show you inside of the kitchen. Vent switches, really important. Again, ventilation. Your entire place is going to smell like whatever you're cooking if you don't have a good vent. My idea originally was to be all solar, which I have not achieved yet. And then I've got my plates, bowls, mugs, cups. So leading into the bathroom, custom made this barn door, and it just hits magnets right there so it stops. On the inside there's a handle to let you out, but on the outside you can just push it closed. Tiniest sink I could find. And then custom mirror cabinet. Down here, this is actually the wheel well. I was able to hide it in the cabinetry throughout the rest of the tiny house, but this is one spot where it stuck out. I went with the Nature Side composting toilet, which is pretty expensive, but it does work really well. I have a tiled-in shower over here, and it actually made it down the road perfectly. I cannot overemphasize how much you want ventilation in a tiny house. And everywhere there's going to be moisture, food, anything like that, you really want ventilation in these places. So welcome up into the loft. I have my little custom nightstand, which I put my book and glass of water on at night. All right, so moving on to my absolute favorite part of the tiny house, my music station. I really wanted this spot to just have amazing views all around, so I didn't feel like I was trapped in a tiny little box. I had just graduated, had no money saved up. I was offered an opportunity to move into a tiny cabin in the woods in Vermont. When you're living in a tiny space, you need to think about how you are actually going to use the space. So I've held on to that feeling of minimalism from Vermont, and I've really kind of designed this tiny house to be, if I were going to build that little cabin in the woods in Vermont, what would I do to make it perfect for me? And that was the whole, I spent a lot of time designing that.